Ho ho ho, and welcome kiddies to the Tech Spurt office Christmas party. Got the whole gang here. Myself, Mr. Wangsock, Kevin the horny rainbow unicorn.
Hang on, what? Who the f*** is that?
Who, Kevin? He's our head of HR.
Head of HR? How come I've never seen the c***?
Well, let's just say that Kevin can be a little bit gropey, so for most of the year we have him locked away in the stationery cupboard to avoid any more lawsuits.
Well, if he tries to put his anywhere near my I'm gonna nut the c***.
Oh, for goodness sake, stop being so dramatic. You don't even have a you're a bloody sock.
Oh, discrimination! You heard him, Kevin, you furry bellend. Come over here and sack this prick.
Anyway, ho ho ho, welcome kiddies to the Tech Spurt Christmas. Oh, hang on, I've already done this bit. Oh god, the bloody migraine is already setting in. I bastard hate Christmas, me. So grab yourself a beverage and a mince pie, slip into your most comfy of pants and settle in for a festive feast that's even more disappointing than dried Boxing Day turkey leftovers, with a bonus helping of botulism. It's a Christmas Tech Spurt Weekly. It's a Christmas Tech Spurt Weekly. Fa la 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 la. Now, ordinarily, I would kick off this shower of shit by just reading tech news off of other people's websites, but it's Christmas. It's time for celebrations and lots of festive fun. And also, there just happens to be all tech news because no one's launched a bloody thing besides some Huawei True Wireless earbuds. So this week, instead of news, we're going to do a special Christmas quiz. No, wait, don't switch off. It's only short and it's not completely shit, I swear. It's one of those ones where you have to guess what happens next in clips of random Tech Spurt Weekly moments from the past 12 months. I say guess, you might actually remember if for some reason you've watched more than one of these shows and you weren't completely hammered at the time. So let's kick it off with clip 1. Now picture the scene. We're relaxing here at Tech Spurt Towers after a grueling day of pulling phones out of boxes when all of a sudden, oh no, bullets start spraying in through the windows.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! Is this one of your fucking fans, is it?
Oh no, Mr. Wangsock, they've hit the electrics. The whole place is going up.
God blimey, this is even worse than usual, and that's fucking saying something.
Oh no, bugger, Mr. Wangsock, you've been hit.
Oh, thank for that.
Hey, now they've shot my pint. I mean, it was empty, but still, that could have had beer in it. Well, I was certainly quite hot under the collar right there, but overall, I'd say we had a blast.
Shut the f*** up before I gouge out your larynx.
Fair enough, on with clip 2.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another nipple stroking arousing episode of Tech Spurt Weekly, where this week you join your Uncle Spurt in lovely Berlin. It's hot as out, I don't have a hat, and I'm so hungover it basically feels like a badger is molesting my brain. Oh my god, my scalp is literally drying up as I talk. Why did I not bring a hat out here? It was so stupid. This will have to do. Nobody seems to really care, but I've got a camera bag on my head, so God bless you, Germany. You don't judge.
Now, the perils of being follically challenged in summer, but it was nice to actually do some travelling again this year, escape that persistent UK drizzle. On with clip 3. Oh, f***. The big new phone of the week, which ironically is also one of the smallest smartphones of 2022. But here's a big truth bomb for you. It's not actually the tiniest thing that I have stashed in my shorts at this precise moment. Nope, that particular award goes... Nope, that particular award goes to this novelty cocktail umbrella, which I forgot was even in my pocket until just now when I sat down kind of awkwardly and it speared me right in the happy sack. Ruddy, ouch. Ugh, makes me shiver just watching that back again. I swear my ball bag hasn't 100% recovered from that impromptu piercing either.
At least it means you can't blight this shithole planet with any more hideous offspring.
Clip 4. And to tease/celebrate the launch, Xiaomi has sent me and a bunch of other tech YouTube twats one of these mystery boxes. And I've got no bloody idea what it is, but it's big and it's heavy, and I'm really hoping I'm going to crack it open and find a shed load of booze and salty snacks squirreled away inside. Looks like we've got some sort of button here, which does f*** all. I'll be honest, I was hoping it was going to like magically spring open or something. Let's see what we got. Okay, not seeing any cans of lager or bottles of whiskey yet, so starting to get a little bit concerned. Maybe if I push the button more, it'll dispense snacks. Oh wait, hang on. Here we go. There's some kind of USB cable-y stuff going on back here. Oh, okay, it's all plugged in. It's with some trepidation. I'm pressing the button again. Oh, it's lighting up. 2/3 of it are lighting up. I guess that one's a bit fucked. So I guess that's it. Well, I'm a little bit more sober now and not a pork scratching in sight. So overall, feeling rage. All right, so can I recycle this or what? And next up, Leon says, did you miss your therapy session this week? Seems like you had a bit to offload there, buddy. And to be honest, shooting TechSpurt Weekly is pretty much my weekly therapy session. I just get to rant about all the stuff that really bloody annoys me. Speaking of which, David says, hi Chris, as it's episode 101, what would go into the TechSpurt Room 101 along with your childhood nemesis, Kevin? Well, probably no one will be shocked to hear that James Corden and Mrs. Brown's Boys would be entries 1 and 2. Along with, of course, massive boxes that don't contain booze and snacks. Whoops. Well, I'm willing to bet that more than just one out of the 3 doesn't work anymore. Well, that box of tricks sure was a bag of dicks. Moving swiftly on, clip 5. Oh no, wait, actually, I can't show you the next one. It's been deemed too rude for YouTube. But let me give you a hint. It basically involved me, your mum, a snorkel, and an entire jar of tuna paste. No worries though, because I have done you a quick drawn, just so you get the general idea.
Bloody hell!
Good times all round.
Hey you! The bald one that won't shut the f*** up! Isn't this all just some lame excuse to fill the show with shitty old clips instead of actually coming up with fresh content?
Well, it is Christmas time, my foul-mouthed friend. A time for half-arse on everything you do because you need to spend most of your working day trawling Amazon for crappy, cheapy gifts for all your relatives that you can't even stand and their mule and offspring, all with a hideous festive hangover that lasts for f***ing days.
How f***ing how?
But yes, agreed, that's enough of all of that bollocks. So what should we do next? Nice bit of charades?
Kevin! He's threatening the Christmas party games! Throw the bloody book at him!
Alright then, you polyester Grinch. Anyway, I've had so much of this stuff, I'm starting to actually see flying reindeers now, so let's crack on with Christmas viewer comments.
Viewer comments.
Let's have a quick glug of this before we begin. Great stuff. Okay, so this week kicking us off is Matthew Brown. Alright, Matthew, who says, a lot of YouTubers have big teams to help out with everything that's needed to produce top-notch stuff. Do you have a team or are you a one-man band? Well, the very fact that this is quite clearly not top-notch stuff should tell you basically everything you need to know, Matthew. It is literally me, the sock, and the pervy bloody unicorn. Actually, occasionally one of the cats wanders in as well, just to stand there and silently judge me, or else position himself somewhere in clear eyesight and then give himself a thoroughly bloody good licking, anything to put me off. But it is very, very sweet of you indeed to think that other people might actually be involved in producing this heap of bollocks, so I'll definitely take that as a compliment. Thank you, sir. And next up, John says, what did we Glaswegians do to deserve that? We understand each other perfectly well. You know, I was just joshing, sir. I absolutely love the jingle bells off of you guys. Fellas, raise a toast to Glasgow. Next up, Dean the Bean, nah, I don't think so, says, what a prick. Well, that's not very festive, Dean the Bean, now is it? I think that Santa might be taking a shovel to the reindeer stalls to fill your stocking this year, buster. Alright, this one's really going to test my pronunciation skills, especially after a few of these bad boys. So massive apologies in advance, because I guarantee we'll f*** this up completely. Svetan Romanul? Did I get anywhere near with that attempt? Anyway, that dude says, bravo from Romania. Hello to Romania, hope you're all having a joyous festive season. Definitely need to get over there sometime. I've had quite a lot of commenters from Romania recently. Apparently your plum wine is absolutely freaking awesome, sometimes stronger than whiskey. That'll definitely put some hairs on your flappy bits. Now, on the subject of the Oppo Find N2 Flip, which we covered in last week's show, if you were actually hanging around for that one, Chris says, liking the look of the portrait outer screen on the flip phone, almost the same size as the original iPhone. Yeah, you see, that's one of the reasons why I preferred Motorola's new RAZR phone to Samsung's Galaxy Z Flip 4, because you've got that bigger external display. It wasn't quite implemented perfectly. The aspect ratio meant that some of the apps that I tried out didn't really work very well at all. Everything was a bit cramped and crushed, but hopefully with the Find N2 Flip, you've got a more vertical screen, so hopefully everything will line up all right there. Only time will tell. Hopefully be getting a sample of that in the new year. Also on the subject of Oppo's foldables, Fulham 1958 says, Flexi and Hinge, are they allies of the Klingons? Yeah, either that or a character out of Toast, basically. Dog Void says, if the crease is not huge, I might really buy this once I'm paid. And Nardude says, I love how a lot of big phone companies are releasing flip phones. I hope it really becomes the new standard. It seems like they've figured out the technology. Yeah, you know what, they've definitely come a long way from those originals. I was not a massive fan of all of the original Galaxy Z Fold, still not a huge fan either. I just don't like having a massive brick stashed in my pants, basically. But those little compact, flippy, foldable efforts, those are pretty sweet. And you know, they're always going to be quite niche devices. They're quite expensive. They're not going to become mainstream. But I would be sad to see them die out, certainly. It doesn't look like King Rat is convinced though. He says, tech seems to be going backwards. I used to own flip phones back in the early 2000s. Yeah, well, like everything these days, it's all about nostalgia, my friend. But yeah, I mean, it's basically the best of both worlds, isn't it? It's that awesome flip phone. Me, this is a proper tongue twister. You know what, future me, when you're editing this video, just put the words up on the screen so I don't have to actually bother saying them. That'll solve it. Flip phone form factor, that's what I was trying to say. But yeah, it was basically best of both worlds, because you've got that nice compact, easily pocketable smartphone experience, but also you're not giving up the big screen when you want to watch a video or something. You don't feel like you're squinting at a bloody iPhone SE 2022 display. Did I mention at all just how rubbish that thing is? And to put it politely, this thing looks and feels and plays like a relic from a bygone era. And to put it less politely, it's fucking rank. This absolute sack of arse juice did actually gift me with one of my happiest memories of the year, namely the very moment I finished shooting my review and immediately ripped my SIM card right out of the What's so bad about it? Well, take your pick from the outdated design, the horrendously bad battery life, that woefully inadequate camera tech, the frankly insulting amount of storage which isn't expandable, the ugly display, and what do I do when, you know, Apple releases another iPhone SE? Do I just say that it's a little bit poo and get on with my day? Hell no, there are times when you simply have to embrace the grimy, tawdry side of the English language and just say straight up that something is a shit-slurping sack of pickled arse. Next up, Stan de Malaman says, I don't need a new phone anymore, but I still keep watching your videos. You seem to have hypnotized me, I think. I mean, if I had some sort of crazy Uri Geller style psychic mind control thing going on, then yeah, that would at least explain how people keep watching this shit week after week. Although, to be honest, if I had that ability, I don't think I'd be sat here in my garage week after week shooting these videos. I'd probably just go to a bank, get them to give me all of their money, and then off to the Bahamas. Anywho, Stephen Mackey says, Uncle Spurt, I had one phone when I found you on YouTube. I now have 7 and a very pissed off wife. Don't worry, Stephen, mate, she'll forgive you as soon as, you know, her phone buggers up and she needs a new one. Always good to have a spare kicking around, although 6 might be seen as slightly excessive. Next up, Ethan says, hey Uncle Spurt, will there be any more flagship killers? Those priced at around the original Poco and OnePlus phones. And before that, the Google Nexus phones as well. What a golden age for the humble blower. I mean, to be honest, most £300 to £400 smartphones these days are, you know, they could be classed as flagship killers because they'll basically do everything you need them to do. They can handle the latest games on higher graphics settings. They've got pretty decent bloody cameras on them. Usually better battery life and features like headphone jacks and micro SD memory card expandability that you don't get on flagship phones. So, yeah. But anyway, Christ, this is starting to actually sound like a proper tech show, so let's swiftly move on. Amir says, I have the Xiaomi Mi 90 Pro. Will I be wise to switch to the S21 FE or wait until the S22 FE? Are you kidding me right here? 2 f***ing tech questions in a row. I must have been a really bad boy this year. And the S21 Fan Edition I did like, but with one caveat, you've got to make sure you upgrade to the Snapdragon model rather than get that Exynos bag of bollocks. If you're hanging around for the S22 Fan Edition, you might be disappointed because apparently it's been backhand. So yeah, it might be a bit of a lengthy wait on that one, but the likes of the Galaxy A54 shouldn't be that far off now, and should be some pretty decent specs, especially as they've guaranteed us, they promised us they won't do any more Exynos devices, so should be just a good bit of Snapdragon action, we'll see. Anyway, that's that. Samuel L. Fishbone says, anyone who can watch an entire episode of Mrs. Brown's Boys from the start to the finish is a cringe-resistant Jedi ninja with a stomach of cast iron. Or they've just hit their head really hard, one of the two. Troy Dial says, I hate mince pies, they're the malevolent doings of the devil's filthy bowels, but I eat a few over Christmas just for the bants, mainly from Marks and Spencer's. Which high street establishment do people buy their Xmas pies from? I'll tell you what, the Iceland ones are underrated, they're pretty bloody good, got a nice little sort of boozy aftertaste with them. But actually, top TechSpurt tip, kiddies, what you need to do is get yourself a block of puff pastry and a jar of mincemeat, right? And then just form the puff pastry into little mince pie style cups. And then with that mincemeat, just bung it in a bowl and then chuck in as much booze as your heart desires, port, brandy, whatever you fancy. Mix it all up and then bung it in that cup, stick a little lid on top, in the oven for however many minutes. And then you got yourself some proper loaded mince pies. Give one of those to Santa on Christmas Eve, it'll blow his f***ing head off. Mary Berry, eat your tits out. Right, anyway, bang out of time now, so last few comments, we'll just quickly smash through a few more. John Paul says, Google Pixel 6 Pro, 450 quid in Argos, is that worth buying? It's still a very good phone, and obviously still years of support and everything, so I'd say maybe go for that, that is proper cracking. Marion says, how could you, Uncle Spurt? There's a naked Jacob Rees-Mogg trapped inside my head. That's what the alcohol is for, drown the wicked old ghoul. And KR says, which phone are you most excited for in 2023? Well, the iPhone SE 2023, obviously. I know early doors next year, we've got the Xiaomi 13 series smartphones launching globally, hopefully the Redmi Note 12 series handsets as well, so those are definitely worth looking out for. Oppo Find N2 Flip as well, as I say, hoping to get a sample of that in soon. Hopefully that'll launch globally in the new year. And will we actually finally get a Pixel foldable? On the subject of foldable phones as well, well, we'll bloody well see. But yeah, hopefully we'll have some really big, exciting new blowers next year. This year there was quite a lot that just minor evolutions of phones that we already had. Nothing particularly thrilling, so yeah, be good to see if we manage to get some more proper innovation next year. But anyway, that's the final comment of the show and of the year, scarily enough. So a massive thank you to everyone who commented last week. It's been highly enjoyable smashing through those as possible. Please do bung your comments down below and we'll hit those up in the first show of 2023. But before I bugger off to finish up this Christmas office knees up, let's see what's coming up.
This is about next week.
It's not actually about next week, of course, because next week I plan on maybe briefly regaining consciousness around sort of New Year's Eve just to get utterly hammered and stuff my face with whatever leftover food is still in the fridge. But don't worry, I have shot a whole bunch of random shenanigans to go up on the channel in the next couple of weeks while I am very much pickling my liver. And I'll be back in the new year with all kinds of hot tech shit, including, of course, we've got good old CES kicking off that first week in January, and then not too far after that in February it's MWC, so lots more smartphone launches around then. Should be exciting times. But anyway, have yourselves a bloody wonderful Christmas. A massive thank you to everyone who's been watching this shower of all year long, and to everyone who's just recently joined us at the arse end of the year. I wouldn't be doing this if you guys weren't still watching, so a huge heartfelt thank you, and yeah, have a bloody great Christmas and a Merry New Year. May all your wishes come true. All the best, everyone. Love you,
and God bless us all. F***ing